Welcome to New Creation Gospel Mission Daily Devotional, Tuesday, 17th March, 2026. Topic: Sharp Disagreements and Gracious Departures. Memory verse: Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Ephesians 4:31. Hymn 266. What a friend we have in Jesus. Bible reading: Acts chapter 15, verses 36 to 41. And some days after, Paul said unto Barnabas, Let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord, and see how they do. And Barnabas determined to take with them John, whose surname was Mark. But Paul thought not good to take him with them, who departed from them from Pamphylia, and went not with them to the work. And the contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder one from the other. And so Barnabas took Mark, and sailed unto Cyprus. And Paul chose Silas, and departed, being recommended by the brethren unto the grace of God. And he went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches along the way. Message: Paul and Barnabas were two of the most effective ministry partners in the early church. Together they had preached the gospel, planted churches, and endured persecution. Yet a disagreement over one man brought such sharp contention between them that they chose to separate. This account is not recorded to celebrate division, but to show us that even sincere and committed believers can disagree deeply, and that God's purposes can still move forward through it. The disagreement centered on John Mark, who had turned back earlier in the mission journey. Paul considered this a disqualifying failure. Barnabas, whose very name means son of encouragement, believed in giving John Mark a second chance. Both positions had a measure of merit. Paul was committed to the integrity of the mission. Barnabas was committed to the restoration of a person. Neither was entirely wrong, yet neither could yield. What is remarkable is what God brought out of this painful separation. Instead of one mission team, there were now two. Barnabas and Mark sailed to Cyprus. Paul and Silas went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches along the way. The gospel advanced in more directions than it might have if they had remained together. God can bring multiplication out of what looks like a ministerial breakdown. This passage also redeems John Mark in the long run. The very man whose failure caused the dispute later became so valuable to Paul that he wrote asking for Mark to be sent to him in his final days. Restoration is always possible when grace is given time to work. Do not write anyone off permanently. The God who restored Peter also restored John Mark, and he can restore anyone who returns to him with a sincere heart. Central truth: God's purposes are not stopped by human disagreement. He can bring multiplication out of division when hearts remain surrendered to Him. Prayer: Father, when disagreements arise, help me to respond with grace rather than bitterness. Teach me to trust that your purposes will prevail even in moments of painful separation. Restore what has been broken for your glory. Bible in 1 year. Deuteronomy chapters 17 through 20. May the Lord bless His word. Until tomorrow, yen, stay blessed and rapturable.